Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. Markets are down a little bit this morning. Dow down 41, NASDAQ futures down 165, S&P futures down 19, VIX up 3.11%, up at 21.86. So definitely like that. As far as my one DTE goes this morning, I'm going to give it just a little bit. It's the start of a new trading week and coming off a 3-day weekend from trading. So I'm just going to make sure that the market doesn't have big moves out of the gates before I put that one DTE on. So I might just be a little more patient than normal with it this morning. Apple currently ripping up through pre-market highs. So that could be something to look at in terms of getting long if it pulls back a little bit. Apple, the only stock on my board that's actually in the green. No real news the rest of the day today. Well, hold on, I take that back. We had one thing that I thought I saw. Home builder confidence, top of the hour. Bell's gonna ring here in about 10 seconds. And the bell has rung. Ooh, Apple came right back down below that pre-market high. Let's see if it can come back above it. Dow up 191 now. Just being a little patient here with my one DTE. Want to make sure that price doesn't just absolutely rip or drop out of the gates here as the market's opened. Oh, yeah, look at that bounce back up by Apple. Wow. All right, I'm going to start just looking at a 1 DTE here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and enter a 1 DTE now. There we go. Got filled. Only got filled on them. That was a partial. Gosh dang it, man. There we go. Looks like the rest got filled. Yep. The rest got filled. All right. So let me post that trade. There we go. Trade is posted. Get my OCO order in. All right, got that in. So now let's focus on day trading strategies. S&P just went green. PLTR through pre-market highs. price with a push up out of the gates here. Ooh, Hood had a nice little pullback to pre-market highs. It's already bounced, but let's see if it comes back down. Look at some Hood calls. It pulls back to pre-market highs. 76 calls in Hood. Filled at 226 in Hood on the 76 calls. Filled at 226 on the 76 calls. Put Hood right here. You can see how it pulled back. Let's see, I would close half my Hood at 250. Need a bounce right here out of Hood. Kind of got a lot of potential longs here. I've had several stocks push through pre-market highs. Apple, Nvidia, PLTR, obviously Hood. But Hood coming down here, that's not really what I wanted to see. Really nice setup, really, for it's very similar to Apple. Here you look at Apple. Came down to pre-market highs and then bounced. MU's another one. Potential upside continuation. Nvidia. Yeah, Hood's not cooperating. I'm gonna let this bar finish and just kind of see where it is. Man, MU's another one. Looks real tempting. It's pulling back to get pre-market highs or yesterday's open, Friday's open. Got 1 minute left on this bar. I did not want to see this happen. I am going to get long MU too. I definitely like it. Well, MU has really gotten big. 410 calls in MU. .410 calls in MU, filled at 1165. All right, hood, closing hood. Filled at $1.81. Just came down too far. MU's, I did not want to see MU come down below yesterday's open. S&P has given up everything that it bounced. It didn't. It's not. It's coming back down about where it opened. So I need to bounce out of MU. Look at Apple. Darn it. That was another one I was looking at. All right, MU coming down too far as well. I'm going to close. Trying to. Cannot get filled. Finally filled at 950. Wow. So 2 trades that just did not work. I mean, big reversal. S&P did go green 10 minutes ago. Now it's down 21 points. It's really tough when you get a really good signal and then it just reverses on you. It's just happens sometimes. NASDAQ and S&P flushing lows. Man, there has been some premium that has really juiced, has been pumped in with this down move because that one DTE is not that far off center, but it's down quite a bit. 45-point move down here in 11 minutes. So it looks like the February big moves are not done. VIX above 22 now. This was kind of what I worried about when I was going to get in my one DTE today. But when price bounced like it did, it just seemed, felt like, okay, VIX is coming down. But man, all it took was 10 minutes and that reversed. So continue to see some pretty big swings at the market open. Coinbase with a little bit of a mighty 90 there after that second red bar. Tech sell-off continues. It's going to be interesting to see how far some of these mainstay tech stocks, how far they come down. Netflix down to $75. Holy moly. S&P now down 35. It was just green. Well, I thought I was avoiding this with the 1 DTE whenever we got 2 green bars out of the gates. But nope. Here comes the flush. A 30-point bar right now. I like Apple long here, though. Look at it. Hold up. I'm going to get long Apple on the 260 calls. Trying to get filled. All right, filled at 201 in Apple on the 260 calls. Wow, what a sell-off. Still going down. We have seen some big moves in February out of the open. To be honest with you, I'm not even really sure what's been causing it. You definitely could have got a better fill than Apple than I got. Yeah, Apple coming down. It's can't go. That's my line in the sand right there. S&P down 47. It was just green 20 minutes ago. Man, I got a bad fill in Apple, that's for sure. $55-point move down in the last 20 minutes. Yeah, could be, Tony. I mean, that's why I always talk about how I dislike hitting all-time highs all the time, because I mean, at some point you're going to have this. Man, I was all for waiting on the 1 DTE and not getting caught up in a big move out of the open, but seeing those 2 green bars, I didn't think we were going to get one, and then man, Quite the reversal happened. Hood through lows of day. Apple down to my line in the sand here. One DTE really struggling. VIX up to 22.62. One DTE has definitely been the Achilles heel for me in February, which is really hard to believe because it doesn't, man, it with that $8 stop, it rarely gets stopped, but it's not performed well here in February because we've had such big moves. S&P down 54. It was just positive 20 minutes ago. I mean, that is a massive move for that period of time. And remember those days where we would just move like a 30-point range all day long. One DT is really awesome when that happens. But it looks like another big sell-off day, and NASDAQ down 300. I got an order at 220 to close half of my Apple. Need to get Apple to bust through highs of day. S&P trying to bounce a little bit. Coinbase had that nice mighty 90, nice little mighty 90 look. It's getting a second consecutive green bar. Filled at 224 on that push up in Apple. Close another at 240. AMD looks like it wants to stay weak. Tesla the same, wants to stay weak, looks like. Yeah, AMD. I'd like to maybe get short AMD, but there's no line. There's no like line in the sand to manage risk around. So I'm gonna stay out. Pretty decent bounce here out of the S&P. Apple trying to get through highs of day. And we're right at the stage in Apple where this trade either becomes a big winner or a small winner. Big winner if it can push through. Small winner if it wants to come back down and continue to chop. S&P down 34, NASDAQ down 240, the Dow down 100. And looks like S&P coming back down. It's kind of setting on Friday's lows. Hopefully it bounces right there. Yeah, there goes AMD through lows of day. I knew that was going to happen. Just, if I would have gotten in and then it bounces, there's just no way to manage risk around it. Hood through lows. Tesla through lows. Apple still looking like it maybe wants to go higher. And 1 DTE needs some theta decay. Not much else. Not seeing many other good setups at the moment. AMD trying to bounce. Look at that. A little bounce in AMD. Just trying to get a big volume bar. Come on, Apple. You can do it. Come on, Apple. Pull this market up with you. Yeah, back down comes the S&P. We might not be done going lower. Apple, though, is trying to keep the market up. Apple trying to push up, S&P coming down. I'm going to go ahead and get out of another Apple here on this push up. Got my order at 240. It's currently trading at 231. Filled at 233 to close another Apple. Close another at 240. Yeah, AMD has bounced a little bit. MU through lows. Yeah, so man, MU pushed up through pre-market highs, pulled back to pre-market highs where I got in, and then just flushed. Yeah, the old 1 DTE needs to bounce. And some theta decay. The Dow, it was up over 200. It's now down 240. Phil, to get out of another Apple. So got 7 apples left. At least that trade's going in the right way. Get out of another one here. Filled at 259 to close another Apple. So nice example of an upside continuation runner here where Apple kind of just chopped and it stayed above this little kind of line right here on the bounce. Close another Apple at 280. All right, we've had a push down. Now give us a push up, then consolidate, and then TLC time. Easy peasy. Gonna have an order at 280 to get out of another Apple. Filled 283. Nice green bar on Apple. Apple's helping me with those 2 losses I had earlier. We have 5 left. Close another one at $3. Filled at 305. Wow, what a push up. Close another at 325. One DTE getting back close to center. Now I just need some theta decay. All right, is there anything that didn't really bounce on that to push up? No volume bars today in terms of big volume bars. .30 bar was that last green bar. I need those bars to slow down and not be so big. Coinbase starting to trend back up. Apple taking a pause. Don't really need to come down anymore, Apple. That's good. All right, S&P and NASDAQ losing. They've lost about half of that last green bar. Now with a 15-point move down in the S&P. Mm, 30 points up, 20 points down. SMCI through lows of day. Tesla down to lows of day. So I guess that big bounce bar really wasn't a signal we're getting any stronger. Apple coming back down. Needs to hold right there. If it breaks through right here, I'll just exit and take my profits. 30 up, 20 down. Just watching Apple here. If it doesn't bounce here, I'm just going to exit my final contracts. S&P all the way back down. Give it up just about the entire 30 points it had on that bounce. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close Apple. Filled at 237 to exit. So nice trade, nice profits, but it ate a few $100 on that last move down. Price may start to chop around here at previous day lows. Hi, folks. It's almost 9:30 Central. Got back quite a bit of my losses. Just a small red day for my 3-day trades. So let's hope we can get some theta decay, a little bounce here, and the 1DT gets back into business. But yeah, no TLC for me until I can see some smaller bars that aren't 20 and 30 points in 5 minutes. So, all right, everyone. I will catch you later. Tomorrow is TLC trade live stream. So it'll be a little later in the morning. Have a great day. Catch you later. Peace.